Portes and Disuyo, and now we are about to discuss another Earth-centered theory about the universe according to one of the most influential Greek astronomers and geographers of his time, Ptolemy. And now we have Bernardo and Navarro to give us the catch.
An Earth-centered view of the universe. Alexandria, Egypt, in the year 85 to 165 CE, was a city established by Alexander the Great that was 400 years before Ptolemy's birth. In the year 30 BCE, Alexandria became the second largest city in the Roman Empire and a major source of Roman grain, but less funding was for scientific study of the stars. Claudius Ptolemy was born on 100 CE and died 170 CE. He is the only great astronomer of Roman Alexandria. He may have been a member of the royal lineage of Egypt, but he wasn't an Egyptian. Records seem to infer him as a Greek. According to him, the Earth was the center of the universe. He placed the Earth at the center of his geocentric model. Using the data he had, Ptolemy thought that the universe was a set of nested spheres surrounding the Earth. He believed that the Moon was orbiting in a sphere closest to the Earth, followed by Mercury, the Venus, and then the Sun. He accepted Aristotle's idea that the Sun and the planets revolve around a spherical Earth, or what they called a geocentric view. While on the other side, he rejected the hypothesis of Aristarchus of Samos that the Earth revolves around the Sun, because Aristarchus couldn't produce any evidence to back it up.
This is the continuation of Claudius Ptolemy, which we are going to talk about his book and his biography. My name is Nico S. Bernardo, and we are live here today. Almagest is the most famous work of Ptolemy, which is an astronomy textbook and a star catalog. This is a 2nd century Greek language, mathematical and astronomical treatise in apparent motion of stars and planetary paths. It was translated into Arabic around 827 and into Latin into the latter half of 12th century. The original name of the book was Mathematici Syntaxis, or the Mathematical Collection, in which Ptolemy believed that its subject, the motions of heavenly bodies, could be translated into mathematical terms. That the opening chapters present empirical arguments for the basic cosmological framework. He contended that the Earth is a stationary sphere at the center of a vastly larger celestial sphere that revolves at perfectly uniform around Earth, carrying it with stars, planet, sun and moon, and their daily risings and settings. The Almagest fundamental assumption is that the seemingly irregular movement of heavenly bodies are in fact combinations of regular, uniform, and circular motions. This is the structure of Almagest. Claudius Ptolemy's biography. 85 to 165 CE, Ptolemy lived in Alexandria, Egypt, a city established by Alexander the Great some 400 years before Ptolemy's birth, according to Julian's information. It is strongly believed that when he passed away, he died in the city he spent the bulk of his life, Alexandria, Egypt. To sum things up, the scientific revolution was the time wherein there are several developments on mathematics, astronomy, biology, and chemistry. The humans in scientific revolution were re-educated on the use of common sense. With the help of science, it made us be more aware of our surroundings, with the use of several analyses and the use of rational thinking. The use of new criteria which stress the how instead of why. A sample question which was how was the world coming to being instead of asking it why. The proper use of common sense is one of the factors on developing critical thinking which led on acquiring more information. Now, let us give a brief information about Aristotle and Ptolemy. Aristotle is the ancient Greek philosopher, scientist, and one of the intellectual figures in Western philosophy. Aristotle was born on 384 BCE in Stagira, Chalcidice, Greece, and died on 322 in Chalcis, Euboea. He is the author of Philosophical and Scientific System. His parents' names were Nicomachus and Phaestis, and both believed to have died when he was young. His older sister name was Arimneste, who became his guardian until he came of age. Aristotle's wife was Pythias, who died on the same year when he opened the Lyceum on 335 BC. With regards to his geocentric model, he believes that any theory of the solar system, the universe, in which it assumed to be the center of it all.
Let us now give a brief information about Ptolemy. Ptolemy was born on 100 CE and died on 170 CE. He was born in Alexandria, Egypt. He was not an Egyptian. According to the evidence gathered, he was a Greek.
He believed that the Earth is the center of the universe, which is known as the geocentric model. Almagest is the most famous work of Ptolemy, which is an astronomy textbook and a star catalog. The original name of his book, which is the Almagest, is Mathematici Syntaxis or the Mathematical Collection. That's all. This is Nico S. Bernardo, signing out.
So that's all for today's news about scientific revolution. This has been Samarita Arabella S. live from studio number 5 of BSED English 1A telecast. Science news is our business. Good morning, Green Rangers.